We just got our first official leaked photo from the set of Avengers Doomsday, plus new reports about Ghost Rider and Mephisto's future in the MCU and so much more. We got to talk about this crazy news. And we got to start with the new Avengers Doomsday leak set photos because this is the biggest Marvel leak for a movie this big since the Andrew Garfield set photos that leaked for Spider-Man No Way Home before its release. Now, believe it or not, I do actually like having my YouTube account and not getting it deleted off the face of the planet by Kevin Feige, so I'm not going to show the image in this video, but if you go over to my Twitter, Vets Movies, I have it pinned right at the top of my page there, and I'm going to describe it here. So in this leaked set photo, we see four notable characters standing inside of a spaceship that a lot of people are assuming is the Fantastic Four ship because the controls are very outdated, old, and analog. Okay, obviously, loose spoiler warning ahead because yeah, we don't really know the context of the scene, but this is just a straight up shot of characters that are meeting up in the movie. So if you don't want to know that, just skip ahead. But the first character we see is Danny Ramirez, who plays the Falcon, obviously. Next to the Falcon, we actually see the Thing. Well, obviously, it's just the actor for the Thing, Eben Moss-Bachrach, with all the technology and stuff on him for the motion capture. It's not really a rock human standing there on the set, believe it or not. Falcon, the Thing, the third person that's very clearly visible is John Walker, and he's wearing the same exact outfit and hat from the post-credit scene of the Thunderbolts. So this seems like it's taking place almost immediately after that post-credit scene where we see the Fantastic Four spaceship coming to our universe. And for the last character, you can only literally see their foot and the suit that they're wearing over their foot, but people are assuming based on the gold and black design of it that it is going to be Shuri's Black Panther that's also standing with this group. This one photo actually gives us a pretty decent idea of the direction of at least something going on very early in the movie. A lot of people assumed the movie was going to be broken up into kind of different teams, like maybe the Fantastic Four and the Thunderbolts working together. Then you have the Fox X-Men, and then you'd have the Sam Wilson Avengers all kind of working separately to stop Doom. From this set photo, it seems like at least at the very beginning of the film, maybe all these different factions besides the Fox X-Men, they're not anywhere in this photo. They all go to the Fantastic Four ship to maybe investigate what's happening here. It's not just the Thunderbolts, New Avengers. Them all being inside what is presumably the Fantastic Four ship, and like I said, the Thing is standing there. Maybe they're all going to a different dimension that maybe Doom's in or something, so who knows. This is a very crazy leak though. I know Kevin Feige is very mad about this. Like I said, it's pinned at the very top of my Twitter if you want to go see the actual image. And before we get over to some of the other crazy rumors and leaks that are coming out, let's get some official Marvel news in here first, which is that Daredevil Born Again Season 2 has officially wrapped filming and it's planned to release in March of 2026. Also now know that Phase 5 of the MCU is officially over. That is the lowest grossing phase of the entire MCU. Now this is using an average of all the films since all the phases have different amounts of movies. It's kind of crazy how it still averaged $610 million at the box office, even though this is the worst of the entire MCU. It really does show how much of a powerhouse it is even when it's underperforming. We got this new look of the Fantastic Four first steps, and a lot of people are really praising these suits, and I gotta agree, they do look pretty fantastic, I gotta say. And speaking of the Fantastic Four first step suits, on July 25th, when the movie releases in theaters, Marvel Rivals is actually going to be adding the movie suits to the game. Let's shift over to some more of the leaks and rumors going out, because the newest one is for Spider-Man Brand New Day, and it's kind of crazy. This is from Daniel RPK. I always cover his reports because he is the most reputable and gets the most stuff right out of all the insiders. And he says Marvel Studios is planning to introduce Norman Osborn in the MCU. Now, this doesn't say when. Maybe it's not Spider-Man Brand New Day. And a lot of people are replying to this saying oh, how is this going to work since Spider-Man already knows Norman becomes the Green Goblin in a different universe. So he'll definitely be wary of him in this universe because he saw him in Spider-Man No Way Home. But there's actually a great answer to this. The leading theory is that since we know Spider-Man Brand New Day is going to be taking place with Peter kind of moving on all by himself, he's not going to have Ned and MJ knowing who he is, at least for most of this movie. He's gonna maybe move on, become friends with Harry Osborn, but he's only gonna know him as Harry. We kind of finds this new friend throughout the entirety of the movie, and then they go on and fight Mr. Negative and the Savage Hulk and whatever else is happening in this movie. And then the post-credit scene comes out, and he goes maybe to Harry's house for dinner or something and finds out that his dad is actually Norman Osborn. And you could easily explain this by maybe Harry Osborn just simply changed his name or didn't say what his last name was at college because he didn't want people to associate him with his father, and oh, he's a son of some billionaire or something. So Peter just never knew until this moment, and then he realizes oh my god, this guy's gonna turn into the Green Goblin. I think that would be a really refreshing and fresh take, because obviously you got to do something different with the Green Goblin. You're never gonna top Willem Dafoe's A++ performance as this character, so bring in a completely different actor, someone like a Coleman Domingo or something who's doing the voice in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and let's just cook from there. Moving on to a different source, the Cosmic Circus. They're also very reputable, not as high as a hit rate as Daniel RPK, but still worth reporting on. They say that Marvel Studios Studios is planning to adapt the Damnation comic book storyline where Doctor Strange battles Mephisto. They also go on to say that Marvel is planning to introduce Blackheart, who is the son of Mephisto, to the MCU and the creator of the Darkhold. Obviously, we've already had Mephisto introduced in Ironheart finally after years of speculation, and we know the next phase of the MCU, the Mutant Saga, is going to kind of focus on 3 different areas. One's going to be like the more street level stories. We also know they're planning to dive a little bit more into the cosmic side of things in this next phase of the MCU. Plus, the post-credit scene of Ironheart was definitely teasing like the Strange Academy TV show, or maybe it's going to be the next thing that's included into the next Doctor Strange film. So I'm really excited to see what they can cook, hopefully with Doctor Strange and Mephisto in the same movie. They also go on to say that Marvel wants to bring the Johnny Blaze version of Ghost Rider into the MCU. Honestly, I'm okay with any version of Ghost Rider as long as we just get this character in a great project in the MCU. Maybe it's going to be a solo film or like the Midnight Suns. If you made it this far, make sure to hit that like button, and if you want to see my early review of Superman, all spoiler free, click the video above my head right now, and thank you for watching.